26 levy percentage, have we discussed this before? Or is this something that needed to be, is this time critical?
Yes, it is.
I mean,
We have it every year.
Well, you discussed it, but it hasn't been brought up this year, that's why I'm asking.
I was
What is
seeing
it
something from
request?
the county requesting it.
Yes.
They need it for their meeting.
And I think, really, we maybe talked through it, and I haven't, it hadn't been an item.
Okay, 'cause it's,
But we have spoken about it, and it comes to do with the
yeah, no, it comes due, that's why I was wondering, when are they requesting like right away? That's why I'm curious. But this should be moved to the 17th meeting.
That's after the deadline.
Is that after their deadline?
I was trying to see if the letter has a deadline on it. We may have put it on the November 17th meeting if you would like to push it to that, if it has been requested.
It's not even on November 15th.
It doesn't have a date on here.
I can't make the motion, so it's up to you. So there's a motion on the floor now for the approval of the agenda. Is there a second? Or any amendment? Okay, there's a second.
We
By
say-
Mr. Kaiser? I'm sorry. Yeah, discuss. All in favor?
So are you moving? Are you moving?
Well, that's what I'm asking. That has to be a motion.
So, wait, we just approved the agenda the way it's written.
That's his motion, that's what I'm at, now we're discussing it. And I had said that I think that the levy percentage since the 2026 one, since it has been brought up formally, to move to either new business and then discuss it and then voted on on November 17th, if that is not a time critical situation. Yeah.
You have to do it before this month's quorum court meeting,
Which is,
which second Monday of the month.
that's next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is time critical. So the motion is to approve the agenda as published with a second by Mr. Kaiser. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So agenda is passed. All right, now we'll bring it up to property owner discussion. Please leave it to 3 minutes. Is there anybody that wants to go and come up to that microphone right there?
My name is Kim Alexander. I live at 16 Oklahoma Circle. We came into.
Can't hear you.
Oh,
You get
is
the
mic, please.
it gonna work?
Is there a button?
Well, it was.
Thank you. My name is Kim Alexander. I live at 16 Oklahoma Circle. A lady here in the village received a FOIA, some information from someone. This is a memo from Wednesday, January 29th, 2025, from Miss Betsy to Susan Jeff. I read it, has to do a lot with Sequoia Dam.
Can you speak up?
I read the memo, a lot of it has to do with Sequoia Dam. But what got me, and it should get every one of you if you live in the village. This is a written comment from Betsy. I think until we have a written plan, this should not be discussed with the public. This would only give them something to go crazy about. And we don't have all the facts to even dispute. So she's saying that they're not going to discuss with the people about a dam that is malfunctioning and that we would go crazy. That is very not nice. Very not nice. And I want to ask the board, how long do we have to put up with stuff being yelled at by her in the office in front of people like I have been, and many others that I have talked to in this village. How long do we have to put up with stuff like that? Thank you.
So, and anybody else would like to see? Nobody else? Yep.
Any comments at the end? Not like normal?
No.
Okay. All right.
They share the mic for them.
Let's see, is it
It's on.
So,
on? Is it on?
yeah.
Now,
Can they not hear? Move off.
I just moved it.
Hi, my name's Don Rieger, 23 Absaroka Trace on Omaha. And my question is about vaccines. Not a question, it's not a question yet, but it will be. According to the existing rules for the SID dock construction rules, and there's a list of them, they were done in May of '23. And I can't see anything on there that says that the rules are retroactive to most docks that were constructed prior to 2023. The reason I'm asking is one of the statements in here says that fixed docks are not permitted. And this will come up later as to why I'm asking this. It says that docks on supports or piers are not permitted. Anybody that lives on a lake, Sequoia, particularly T-Bird, you'll see that there are quite a few docks that are on fixed supports. This allows for the normal recession of the water. Okay, every year we have, with evaporation runout, we're always going to have a recession of the water. But with the impending reduction of water in Sequoia, and it's going to go down to how far? 0, 10%. That's a lot of water going out. Anybody that has a dock that is floating, it's going to be on land. That's fine if you have a flat bottom, because the rules require that all docks have to have encapsulated foam. When you have the shorelines on the lakes are at different angles, and when you get an angle of a lake that's such as like a 45-degree, one portion of that dock that is on floats is going to be on land. The other portions will be in water. As it goes down, it's going to get farther and farther at the angle. Anybody involved in construction knows that when you have a structure that is built to be standing straight up, it starts tilting. And as that tilt increases, you're putting stress on the structure, and you're going to have catastrophic failure. The people on Sequoia are going to get hit with this first. And you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars to replace a structure on a floating structure. Thankfully, I'm in Omaha, so I'm down the road a ways, but you folks are going to get hit first. What I'm asking is that the board consider amending the rules to allow fixed supports on their docks so that at least they can keep their dock level until that water level does come back up, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now. But, I'm sorry about the 3 minutes. And is that permission to continue?
They want us to stick to our 3 minutes. Because
Okay, if somebody want to take my spot, I'll just take theirs.
so our 3 minutes are up. Thank you, sir. I understand.
Well, the question is, anyway, is my
Please, we let you talk with.
All right.
You see what the point is?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You see the point?
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other people? Anyone else? If no one else, then we'll go to our GM update. Oh, wait a minute.
sorry.
That's okay. Good.
Kelly Harrison, Tonto Lane. I did not intend to speak today because I wanted to listen and observe, but I do want to say it really disheartens me the way this community has been at each other's throats. I moved here. I don't think we need to point blame at just anybody. I think this board, the commission is doing the best they can with what they have. I think Betsy inherited a lot of the issues that she has. I'm not saying they've done everything perfectly, and you can shake your head at me and say whatever you'd like to say about me, to me. But I think if we would talk to each other instead of at each other, if we would talk face to face instead of on the computer behind a keyboard, tearing each other down. I appreciate everybody in this building because we need more participation, but until everybody started going after each other, there might be 10 people in this audience. So it's hard to get up here and do the things that we do because I think we all have the same goal, and that's this community to be able to go on and do better. And this world, this United States is in shambles. People can't stand each other, and I think as a small community, we should show the world a better place. And maybe I'm in a fairy tale land or something, but I just feel like if we would all be a little bit kinder and do the things that my mom taught me when I was a kid, that maybe we'd be better off. So call me a whatever, fantasy girl, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. I just think that we need to come together as a unity. You know, we need to unite. The city needs to unite. SID needs to unite. If we want Turkey Village to be a place in the future that my grandkids can grow up in and enjoy, then we all need to come together. So that's just what I wanted to say.
Can I say just one thing real quick about what you said? When I moved here 12 years ago, there was an ambassador club here, and it was awesome. They even let me join and say good things in Memphis, Tennessee, about Cherokee Village and the golf courses and the fishing and the lakes and the fun that people had in Cherokee Village. So if there's a group of individuals that would love to be or start up the Ambassador Club again, that would be absolutely fabulous.
Ma'am, please. Let's not get, I'm not gonna get into those shouting arguments or anything like that while the meeting. I'll take this out afterwards. Let's move on to our, if anybody else has anything else to add? You have somebody else?
Craig McCoy, 37 Keosauqua Drive. Mr. Reaver wanted me to finish. He just wants supports under the docks. So when the lake is down, that they can take the supports to hold the docks. He doesn't want to drive them into the ground or nothing like that. You got to put them on something just to hold the docks level, is what he's wanting.
Okay.
Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, Craig.
Okay. Is there anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right, to the next on our agenda, the GM update.
Excess proceeds was something that was talked about several months ago and requested that you sign a document. So today I just provided you a copy of that $35,000 that we received this month from those excess proceeds. There's a letter there from the Commissioner of State Lands that explains for each check. But you had a question about that earlier this year, Tony, and y'all didn't seem to understand it, so I wanted to provide you with the documentation and the time our tax clerk spent putting all that together. And that comes from the auction. When the auction is sold for more than, and those are just on the foreclosed properties or previous owned properties I said.
Okay.
Employee health care increase. We just received this from our municipal league. They're going to be offering changes in the health care for the employees. That's going to offer them 3 different levels of premiums, and that's not something they've offered before. In the past, the premium has been $539.58 per employee. $239.59. So basically, they received a $300 credit on their health insurance. Is that something that we would continue forward with the changing in the rates? Would you want to offer a percentage versus a flat fee? They have until the 15th of this month to sign up for their new options. This is just something that we've gotten here in the last 5 days. One of the options that has a $2,500 copay is less than what the premium is now by about $80. It would be $452, so they would pay $152.94 out of pocket. The medium premium, which they call the traditional, which from what I've seen is very similar to what we've had so far, it has an increase of $93. So they would pay the $93, or we would pay that. And then if they go with the enhanced, of course, that was gonna be $107 more than what they pay now.
So what's the base for each of these three levels?
What do you mean, what's the base?
So we've got 3 different levels, so,
The deductibles are different.
okay.
The $2,500 deductible is the cheapest, the $500 enhanced deductible is the most expensive. To be honest, I want to say we've got 7 employees that use health insurance. The others are either insured by their spouses, they are already reached retirement age and are collecting their Medicare and Medicaid, or they're seasonal employees and insurance isn't offered.
We have to have this decision by the 15th.
I would say we need to have this decision so that when we roll this out to them, they're gonna get copies of this with their check next week, they're gonna know how much we would pay. My suggestion would be we keep our reimbursement the same. If they choose to go with something that has a higher premium or a higher copay, then they'll save a little bit of money in their pocket. If they go with something that's got a lower copay, then they're gonna pay a little bit extra. But at least they would know how much it is that we're gonna pay of this before they make their decision.
So if they choose option 1, it's $152.94, they would pay?
If they choose the option, the $2,500 deductible, they'll pay $152.94.
A month?
Yes.
Okay. And if they choose option 2,
That one is $632.35, so they're gonna be looking at paying $97.22.
no.
That's how much more.
Yeah, that's what I said. So
So
what
that'd be 97 plus the 240 they're already paying. So if they would pay $332 if you pay the $300 that you're paying now. They would pay $332. Right now they pay $239.59.
Okay. So,
And enhanced, they would pay $345.01. The total is $645.01.
so they're either gonna pay $152.94, $332, or $345 a month, depending on what they choose.
Correct. And right now they currently pay, say, $240.
Yeah, about $240. But that's the change in the insurance, from the insurance company.
Yes, sir.
So if we don't do anything, it just stays the same, we're still paying the $300.
That's her recommendation, to keep the
So if we just don't do anything, it just. So you're-
Who's the provider of the insurance?
The municipal league.
I understand, but who is providing them as the municipal league? Because they are not an insurable company, I don't believe. I believe it would have to be somebody like Blue Cross or United or something like that. I was curious if we dug a little deeper, who was offering that insurance? Because they may do better than that depending on their other options.
Well, that might have been something that we would have tried to look at before we get to the renewal time, because I can't see how that could happen in the next 15 days that we could shop other insurances. Everything on their paperwork comes back to ARML. ARML.org services. Anything that tells me anything different.
Well, they would get to choose. I think the only thing we have to decide is if we're gonna just leave it alone and continue to pay the extra $300, and they would choose which one of these three they want to take. That's my understanding of what
That
we're
is
doing.
correct. They will have an option of those three. They've never had that option.
They get their option. We're just gonna say, if you don't do anything, we just keep paying $300 per person, and they can decide which one of these three that they want. What's their deductible right now?
The deductible right now is $1,000.
1,000. So to get the same $1,000, they would have to pay an extra $93. Is that what that middle one is, $1,000 deductible?
Well, the middle one, it says traditional with 500 deductible, but that's what is compared to what we have now. The enhanced is gonna be more about your prescriptions.
No. So there, any motions or?
Can we just leave it the way it is and not have to have a motion and a second?
It's on the agenda, so if you don't mind, just make the motion and keep it as it is. Or change it, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so I'll make the motion that we leave the option of paying the 7 employees the $300 and give them the page with the options on it and then their paycheck.
Motion by Susan to leave it at $300 per employee. Do I have a second?
I got a second.
And second by David Neal. All in favor? Motion passes. Anything else?
So it'll be healthcare.
Yeah.
The last thing I did is provided y'all the legal statement that we just received in October for our September. Been a huge question about all of the FOIAs for this particular month. Our FOIAs were only from Mr. Marley for a total of $1,143 spent in legal fees on replying to this FOIAs.
Okay.
I also highlighted for the bylaws, and from this particular bill, the bylaws are at $10,058.
Okay.
That's all I have today. If anyone has any questions?
Old business, 2026 levy percentage. As requested by Fulton County, which needs to be in by next Monday. We have a motion on the floor.
Did we set the percentage already?
We said that every year you
We
have
have
to
to
tell
every
the
year, yeah.
county what your percentage is.
That's what we're doing
doing
now.
now.
Ten percent. That's what it's been every year.
That's the maximum we can do.
10? 9.
Joe Kaiser has made a motion that we leave the percentage at 10% for 2026. Do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by David Nebel. Do we have any discussion?
10% is what you're recommending, is what you're.
Recommended, that's the
And
motion.
I don't know how SID can survive at 10%. I know when I took a look at the opportunity after the Kronkowski lawsuit and looked at the liability of what we could have done, and we've done 10% every time. And so I really think we probably need a better vision than what could happen to SID if we continue to tax at 10% there.
Any other discussion on that? Do we feel we need to go to the 10%? Is there a reason why you feel that we should go at 10%? You can't increase it to 10% is all you got. So what he's saying, what Ron is saying is 10% pays the assessment out quicker, which means that unless something else happens, SID runs out of money faster. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, motion right now is to leave it at 10%. Is there any other discussion on that, or why or why not?
Is it just Fulton County or is it Fulton and Sharp together?
Well, we ended up doing this for both, because when we set the levy, it sets it for both.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Susan, just anything? No. David? No? Joe, anything else?
I already opened the map.
Already opened your mouth. Kind of with you, Ron, but I don't know what our budget looks like yet this year. And I know we determine our budget up on our levies percentages, do we not? Do we not? We determine our budget upon what percentage we decide to.
Correct.
Correct, so, and it seems that we are in need of money this year, it seems. Call to the vote, do a roll call vote, please.
Susan Jett,
Yes, 10%.
David Nebel,
Yes.
Tony Stallsmith,
Yes.
Joe Kaiser,
Yes.
Ron Page.
No,
Motion passes. Next bylaws update from our attorneys.
Brought the master copy, so if y'all want to go through and discuss what changes to be made, we can put all of this on the one master copy to send back to the attorneys instead of 5 different notes. So if you want to say which section you want to start with, then we can move to that section and I can follow along with your changes, make notes of your changes.
Yes.
I would like to make a motion that we postpone the discussion on the bylaws update for these attorneys until the new commissioners are elected and come into place. We're only less than 60 days away from that taking place, so that would be my motion. Wait for the new commissioners to work on the bylaws.
Motion by Joe Kaiser to postpone,
I second that.
and seconded by David Neal. Do we need a roll call vote or just?
Susan Jett,
Yes.
David Nebel,
Yes.
Tony Stallsmith,
Yes.
Joe Kaiser,
Yes.
Ron Page.
yes. I've got 5 pages of stuff. Yeah. You could be here all night.
session.
Yes.
Make it call to a break. I need a motion from the commissioner to break into executive session.
I make a motion, we break for executive session for personnel matters.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be right back, folks. All right. Well, we have two motions that need to be taken care of real quick. Someone will take the motions that we discussed. The motion for the employees,
You just have to say what
You just got it.
yeah, there was another motion, was there one other motion on it?
I don't think it's a
Have
motion.
another motion
Okay,
for
okay.
the,
It's what we did in
Okay.
executive, so we don't have to do a motion.
Right, so we have, okay, so at this time, I'm going to announce that our general manager, Betsy Waugh, has resigned from her position. November 17th will be her last meeting. And we'd like to thank her for her service at this time, and for what she's done for us. Is there anything else that we need to bring out for executive session? Have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned, like, okay.
Oh, yeah. I know nobody knows the year, but I have to say that I've got less than 60 days to say it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I mean, I'm 62 years old. I don't know if I've ever been in environments where people are so mean and hateful, okay? And I'm not saying that's everybody, but I'm saying it's a large percentage of people. You were talking about erring on the side of kindness, and I've preached that here a lot. And it goes in one ear and right out the other. We've lost our general manager. You're fixing to lose 3 of your commissioners just because our terms have expired. It would have been so easy a year or two ago just to say, forget it. It's volunteer. I don't want to do it anymore, but I didn't. I stuck with it. I'm staying with it to the end, which is in December. And so, but let me just say this. This whole hatefulness and all of that, I feel like personally is a minority of people that live in this community. And let me tell you something, people. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their nation and also for their community. And let me tell you, I looked that statement up because I thought John F. Kennedy said it, he did not. I thought Roosevelt said it, he did not. It's a typing thing that people have used for 100 years. But now is the time for all good people to come to the aid of this community and stop all the nonsense. Only you can do it. Not 5 commissioners, not anything. You've got to figure out how to stop it. I hope to goodness y'all make good decisions when you vote, but just know that kindness wins usually over hatefulness. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, George.
You take a motion and vote on accepting the resignation, just to make.
We have to,
So have somebody make the motion to accept the resignation and go
I
through
make
the
a
vote.
motion, we accept Betsy's
resignation.
termination.
Resignation.
The resignation.
Okay.
Resignation.
I'll second it.
There's a motion on the floor from David Neal to accept the resignation of Betsy Waugh, seconded by Ron Page. All in favor? A roll call vote?
Susan Jett,
Yes.
David Nebel,
Unfortunately, yes.
Tony Stallsmith,
Abstain.
Joe Kaiser,
Very
Ron
sickening,
Page,
a very sickening yes.
Ron Page.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
I wish you all the best.
Motion to adjourn.
I want to say thank you to Betsy for all her hard work over the last.
There's a motion. Motion from David Neal to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Susan Jett.
Susan Jett, seconded. All in favor?